Luminary Log, November 2nd, 2025, like an ever-flowing stream. What's up, folks? We're here again. Da, 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 da. Look at those numbers. Hold on. Everybody stop. Look at those fucking numbers. Look at this shit. Okay. We're maybe like just... There's just a little bit of rumbling now. You know, I always pretend that like we're still on the ground. I always talk about getting this thing off the ground. It's like the rocket is like there's a little bit of rumbling right now, right? It's still on the ground. It's not going anywhere yet, but you know, that's all I'm saying, right? Hey, what's up, everybody? So, man, I just finished a busy weekend. You know, I talked about how I was sick over the past couple weeks. There it is. And then I worked Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I streamed Friday for Halloween. Didn't stream yesterday. That was Saturday night's main event. Got to watch that wrestling. And today, now it's Sunday, and I finally have a couple days off. And yeah, so let's just very scatterbrainly kind of go through this shit. All right, Instagram. We put out computers be like, this shit true as fuck. And it's the number one. My brother in Christ, that's the fakest statement I've ever heard. Holy shit. Right? that thing went crazy. That's bullet point number 2 down here on other notes, right? Went crazy on Instagram, did really well on TikTok as well. So that's really cool. It didn't do a whole lot on Twitter, but on Twitter, so Smiling Friends, the show, is a funny thing, right? I haven't even watched it myself, actually. I want to, I just haven't. I'm just like, this just one of 12 billion things I just haven't done. But anyway, somebody else tweeted about how like, oh, I found this guy's YouTube channel where he just puts their own like OC character in, and her name is Dolly Dimpley. And it was really funny. And there was a lot of discourse around it saying like, I don't think she's funny, or like, oh, this is just SMG4, or this is like Glitch Productions, you know, the people that make the Amazing Digital Circus or whatever. And people were cringing at it. People were laughing at it. And I posted my own like clip from it that I thought was really funny, because she ends up like freaking out at a dead body, and then she says, I'm gonna head out, and then she does like a low frame rate crab walk out of the scene, and I thought that was funny as fuck. I thought that was, you know, not like haha laugh out loud funny, but just so like beyond. It felt too funny to not be self-aware, right? And because it's self-aware, that's what makes it okay, basically. So, of course, I didn't make the clip. I didn't make the video. And I never at any point made any whatever for it, right? But it's funny how people just follow you for whatever fucking reason, right? But now I feel like I have some people that can actually see my stuff that aren't just like the insular Monster Hunter Twitter community that I just happen to like somewhat get slightly into because one of my best friends is mildly popular on Twitter. He's got like 700 followers. Good for him, right? So it's by interacting with him a lot. I met some people from that. But, you know, I'm just like, I'm not, you know, these people expect people to talk about Monster Hunter or just other things in their own little hive mind, and I don't really agree with it. So anyway, I'm glad I feel like I've broken free of that. I feel like I have people that know me for me. Well, I clearly, obviously not, because they literally just followed a guy that just was like, oh, I liked this clip, smile. And yeah, so actually, if we're being honest, they don't know me for me, but at least it's under less pressure than from like, oh, we expect everybody to be just like us and joke about the same things the same ways. And I'm like, I think actually maybe some of you are kind of lame. I'm just going to be honest. But anyway, yeah, so huge progress on Instagram, huge progress on TikTok, pretty good progress on Twitter. Very happy with it because once again, the more people we get in, the higher like the, you know, every new follower is a 0.004% chance that the next thing will blow up. So that's pretty cool. Today I put out the clip of me driving through the Lost Paradise little tower that I had to climb up, and I ended up doing it 3 times over. I have 3 more clips to put out. I edited all of them last night, and I've got the captions and everything done. All I have to do is post them each day. So That's cool. I never expect anything to massively blow up, but I know at least internally what I think is the funniest or the better of a batch of clips. But that's just me blabbing about shit. So really cool stuff. So anyway, let's recap the actual listed notes here. Okay, ongoing stuff. Vampire Survivors, of course, that'll be done pretty soon. We just have we have 2 secrets left from the expanded Castlevania expansion, thanks to the update 1.14. We cleared out the Antechamber stuff really fast, so it's not listed here. And then we have the entire Castlevania adventure to do. So that'll maybe be like 2 streams at most. Then, of course, Yakuza Remembrance and Dissolution. We're on Judgment. All that's left in that whole thing, to remind everybody, it'll be done before we know it. Judgment, which has like some stuff. 7, which probably won't have Yakuza 7, which won't have a lot of stuff. Lost Judgment, which will have a lot of stuff. And then 4 games that we did on stream, and I went really fucking crazy hard on, so they're going to be really easy, actually, which is Ishin Kiwami, Gaiden, 8, and Pirate Yakuza. Then we've got Call of Duty Military Intelligence, which obviously we've still not progressed at all. Sorry. And Gran Turismo Tuesday, of course. Upcoming, same as always, Black Ops 7, Yakuza Kiwami 3, and Dark Ties next year, GTA 6 next year, and whenever the fuck Gears of War E-Day comes out. Maybe I'll remove that in the future. Who knows? Because we'll just get there when we get there. So let's go over the other notes here. I'm profoundly happy to not be sick anymore. I was noticeably losing steam last month, and being forced into a break makes me eager to get back in action. So I was definitely kind of like, I can be completely honest, and the Yakuza stuff has really just kind of like, my motivation has really just fucking fallen by the wayside. But yeah, like I said before, computers be like goes nuclear, and then the Dolly Dimpley clip, right? Those are 98K and 48K. Those are likes. I care about likes, not views. Views happen automatically. Likes at least require like a conscious, like, this was somewhat halfway interesting, maybe. Or maybe I misclicked it and I really fucking hate this guy. I don't know. I hope his post blows up more so that he gets more haters on him because I just fucking hate him that much. That's why people like the post. Clearly, definitive proof. We got definitive proof this month that you cannot build an audience from scratch by streaming alone. I want to reiterate, from scratch, from nothing else at all. If you already have a group of friends that will show up for your stuff, maybe show it around a little bit. If you already have any kind of following anywhere of any kind, you can then convert it into a streaming audience with some effort, right? But you cannot fucking build anything purely by streaming, right? I've picked up maybe like 30% of my YouTube subscribers from streaming. I can say that like, oh, this was somebody that showed up during a stream and subscribed during it, right? But, anybody could tell you that you need clips and you need all sorts of other bullshit to do it. But clearly, what's most important to the grand structure of things is getting clips out, doing voice memes, because I'm really good at line reads and saying funny things in an exactly funny way. And that's what our in has to be. We have found our in. I've talked about many times before that like, oh, I don't want to do edited content because then my goal is to stream. So I don't want to get popular doing edited content like so many other people before me and then switch to streaming and leave those people behind. But at this point now I've been streaming for like 2 years. So if anything, I've thought about how, whenever we're able to make better progress on streaming and we have people start to show up more regularly for it, I'm like, I've already done this for 2 years. So I know how to run my show. I know how all my audio and video sounds and looks really good, right? It's not like at some point I'll say, oh, I don't have to do voice memes anymore. And hey guys, I'm going to fire up a stream and you're going to show up and everything's going to be wonky. It's just going to show the desktop before the game launches. No. We know how all this shit works. We've got it figured out, right? I know that I can do this and that I really enjoy doing this, even at this fucking virtually unnoticeable level of success and like, audience, right? So all I have to do is get find and get my audience and then drag them kicking and screaming and say, do you want to see this cool guy play video games live? And maybe say things in the chat that he can read and make jokes about. And then it feeds back into this loop where then he clips it out because he's so funny. Anyway, and humble. He's also very humble. He's profoundly humble. But anyway, yeah. Lastly, in the far reaches of my mind, I had a really cool idea for a thing I wanted to do in January. It had a lot of layers and it required getting a lot of things set up and having a lot of time. I'd probably need maybe like 2 or 3 weeks to focus in on doing nothing but that to get it done by then, but I can't do it. And it's not just one thing. It's like trying to line up multiple things at once to just hit January with a bang, but I can't do it. I want to focus on getting Yakuza and Call of Duty done by the end of the year, which I think is totally possible. And then January next year, everything's going to be different. I'll probably stream whatever I feel like playing that day more often, and I might just spend less time streaming for a bit to make voice memes or just whatever else, right? Streaming might take a back seat to that, and that won't be, and that's not me saying that will happen. That's me saying that like I might do that because again, right now I need to build the audience. I need to bring people in so that more people see when I'm doing the things that can be successful. It's a fucking 2-step process, but each step is like fucking 5 stories tall and I have no climbing implements. I just gotta like lift my leg up really, really far. And I can't step that high, you know. I'm kind of tall, but I'm not that tall, right? So, yeah, we might. It's just I'm always bouncing these ideas around in my brain. Is maybe I need to focus more on whatever content I can make that can bring people in, which I really think is just voice memes. Because if I make edited YouTube videos, that shit is so slow to bring people in and build a following that way. And I'm at a point where I want to just fucking go as fast as I can with everything while still doing everything that I want to do, not cheating, not, doing this or that to get places, right? So yeah, at least in the extremely specific instance of TikTok, when you follow somebody on TikTok and they go live, anytime you open the app and somebody you follow is live, it actually gives you a little notification and you can see it in your inbox thing along the top where like your friend stories are and everything. So that's the one platform where people following me can directly translate to people showing up on a live stream, which is really cool. YouTube's kind of like that, but nobody... maybe if you have a new YouTube account from the past 2 years, when you go on YouTube, you look in the bottom left area of the side panel where you can see all of your listed subscriptions and if any of them are live, but nobody fucking does that, right? So Twitch and Kick are still quite glacial, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better about it because we're now jumping into a different note. I wanted to put a lot of notes down. You may notice if you compare this to last month's log, the text has been crunched a little bit. I removed some extra space because there was a lot of things I wanted to talk about. But it's just a story, okay? Story time, right? Maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, people on Twitter were like, hey, we realized that all right, here we go. Here's another feather in my cap if I do make it as a person, okay? Another like feat that Vague Luminary can claim to have. So around... at the end of August, I got monetization enabled on my Twitch account, right? And in September, I felt like I was pretty close to hitting affiliate, especially on Gran Turismo streams because of, people showing up for that. But unofficially, let me start over. Officially, anybody watching your Twitch stream counts as a viewer. Even if you have 20 tabs open on the same computer, that officially is supposed to count as 20 viewers. Now, sorry, I'm not going to pause and blow my nose. We're just going to fucking like blah through this, all right? So get ready to... you like that, don't you? Anyway, so officially, those should all count as viewers. But at some point 2 or 3 weeks ago, people noticed that unofficially, so Twitch does not acknowledge it, unofficially, it seems to have changed. So now only people actually logged in to chat or just anything else, like some other thing, count as viewers. But there's a handy dandy Chrome extension you can get that will show you the quote unquote real viewer count right next to it. So these people post their tweets and I'm like, it says I have 200 viewers, but you know, thanks to this extension, I know I have like 1,100 people watching me. This is how crazy the numbers are, right? Like, oh, I have 11 viewers, but actually I have 200 something, right? I don't know what the fuck is going on, right? So I thought I was going to be close to affiliate. I was getting an average of like 2 to 4 viewers. So I needed an average of 3 viewers over 30 days worth of streams, however many streams that is, to get affiliate. And I thought I was close. So this change happens. And now I average 0 to 1 most of the time. And so I myself grabbed the extension and I was like, oh, I got to remember to just like check that out at some point in the middle of the stream. And I did. I think it was during a Gran Turismo stream. And I looked at it and it said I officially had 1 viewer, but I actually had 4 viewers because apparently lurkers make up like 60 or 70% of the viewing population. This is just a rough guess from me. I didn't get this info from I didn't get this number from anywhere. I could just Google it right now, but I'm too fucking lazy. So that's just, that's weird, but it's cool. And it makes me suddenly believe when I have people on Kick watching, because sometimes it's 0, but sometimes it flares up to like 3 or 4. And I get almost no chat on Kick whatsoever. And I've been on there for a year and a half, right? And so that kind of sucks, but yeah. So things are really weird. We're making glacial progress here and there. And as we get bigger on Instagram and TikTok and a little bit of YouTube here and there with our clips and other funny things that happen, that can slowly translate into people going and saying, oh, this guy is a streamer. I want to go see what he's streaming. Or at the very least, you know, you hear the same voice over and over and over. And you're like, wow, this guy also did this. He also did that. And you're like, I gotta find out what the fuck is the deal with this vague luminary guy, because I've seen like 3 of his clips and he's really funny or humble or whatever. That's also why whenever we do get some kind of character done or a model, that will help to have people identify the content with the branding and be like, oh, it's this fucking face again. I remember the last time I saw a clip by him, he was really funny or humble, you know, again. Anyway, so this was a bit of a fucking blab fest, but as I drove home from work today, so full disclosure, I typed up the whole Luminary Log yesterday and I just didn't have the energy. I had about 2 hours of free time that I could have recorded and thrown it together, but I just didn't have it. So I wrote all this out, and then on my drive home from work today, again, I want to stress, I have an idea in my brain for a really cool thing in January, but it won't happen. And I don't want to talk about what it is. Again, it's not one thing, it's multiple things. So I'm conceding that that's not going to happen. But on my drive home from work, finally we'll get the answer to what it was he fucking thinking about. I was like, if I'm conceding that I can't fucking get the January, I can't do that thing in January, then I absolutely have to. If the concession is, I gotta finish Yakuza and Call of Duty, then I'd better fucking finish Yakuza and Call of Duty by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it because I'm busy. Well, then why don't you stop being fucking busy and get the fucking things done? Right? So I'm throwing down the gauntlet to myself. And I gotta get some shit done. Okay? So it's currently 4:20 p.m. It's not 6-7. I mean, it could have been 6-7, right? I'm going to throw this together. And I think I might stream after. I think because we can just stream, right? If I'm not working, I can just stream and do cool stuff. So, oh man, this one, sometimes I sit down with these and I'm like, yeah, it'll be a shorter one, maybe 6 to 8 minutes or something. And boom, 19 and a half minutes. How the fuck does he do it? Anyway, I've got a red apple monster, a juice monster that I bought 3 Wednesdays ago when I got sent home for my suspension, and I think I will crack it tonight. So, yeah. So I'm going to finish recording. I'm going to blow my nose, thankfully. And then, I'll edit this together and I'll post about it on my story, and then we'll fucking boot up some more Vampire Survivors, because that's always a grand old fucking time, ain't it? I think if we don't have answers to those 2 Vampire Survivor secrets that we don't have yet, I'll either do them off stream when I randomly remember them, or I will just leave them unfinished for the next patch. I don't know. Or maybe next year when I rip out 5 games in one stream or something, maybe I'll just boot up Vampire Survivors. I don't fucking know. And who knows what's going to happen next year? Next year is the definition of make or break. Okay. There are still things that I am unwilling to elucidate officially on the channel, on any of my social media. My friends know, the people that need to know, but the rest of you are going to have to wait until January. I've been Vague Luminary. Thanks for listening.